Even though I have already read this series, it feels like I'm reading a whole new story all over again. Before we start, I need to give a huge shout out to my pet Mochi, just right there. This furball always sits on my reading spot, so I had to read the prologue at my desk. When you have good old Mochi picking and choosing where the hell he wants to sleep and sits, he acts like this is his own room and house, so there's nothing I can say. Okay, now let's get back to Mistborn. So this is situated at the Final Empire, and here we know Luthadel is going to be the capital city, and also we know all of the powerful noble people and all of the great opportunities are in Luthadel. But in the prologue, we're not really at Luthadel. We're somewhere a bit far away, and oh my days, we start off with this guy called Tresting. He is an absolute... I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe this guy. He's so bad. Honestly, I forgot the prologue, so now this is all new to me. And then just the way Tresting sees the Scar people. So we've got Tresting just watching the Scar people work, harvesting his crops or whatnot, and he's got this obligator next to him. Now, an obligator, their only purpose is, I guess, just to be witnesses for any contractual agreements or basically a witness. They've got tattoos all over their face. The more tattoos they have, the more powerful or the more well known they are. Now it looks like this obligator is here to observe, what Tresting is doing. He's telling Tresting, if you keep this up, you will have a good opportunity at Luthadel. And oh my days, this one part. So Tresting has this thing with Scar women, oh my days. Even the obligator's I've noticed that you're doing this mystery activity with Scar women, and even Tresting was like, oh damn, I think he's picked up on what I'm doing, and later we find out that he kidnaps Scar women, does terrible things with them, and he eventually kills them to hide the evidence. Now, we later find out that Tresting is scared of an Inquisitor, because I think if an Inquisitor was to find out on what Tresting was doing to the Scar women, he would be cooked. Now, the Obligator was like, if you keep this up, you have a place in Luthadel. And he was also happy with what Tresting was doing with the Scar women. He was also impressed on how he hid the evidences by eventually killing them off. So yeah, this guy Tresting is, not a character to be liked at all. I absolutely despise him, and I'm really happy with the ending he got during the end of the prologue, which we'll get to later. Let's shift our focus to the Scar people, because later onwards we find out through Kelsier's point of view. Now, Kelsier is another Scar who's escaped, I think, a pits of something, which is like a cruel punishment where no one really survives. He's a Scar. He's got scars all over his hand, no pun intended. But he's seen as a traveler and a survivor amongst the Scar people. And the Scar people, they're kind of fed up with Kelsier because he's always giving them hope and trying to start a rebellion. And the Scar people are like, you do know that you're going up against the Lord Ruler, it's not possible. But we do find out that before the Lord Ruler even it was a thing, it was never like this. The Scar people used to not be to this state where they are, not slaves, not oppressed, not beaten, not killed, not used. So it used to be a different world before the Lord Ruler became the Lord Ruler. But unfortunately, as Tresting has says, they're just Scar now. They have no hope. They never complain. They did what they were asked to do, and they will never ever rebel. The injustice upon Scar people is actually crazy. They can get a beating for even blinking, and if they are too weak or old to do any kind of work, they can get killed. Their master has the right to kill them, which is absolutely insane. However, we find out that Kelsier is not the typical Scar. He's got something special about him, which we later will find out. Number one, during the night there's mist, during the day there's ash. Ash falls from the sky, and then when it's nighttime, there will be mist. Now, mist is known to be a very scary thing amongst the Scar people. They're like, oh, no one goes outside in the mist. Crazy things will happen. You'll get lost. You'll never come back. This will happen to you. You'll get haunted. Kelsier's like, calm down, guys. You have seen nothing yet. Now, one reason the Scar even tolerates Kelsier is he brings news, because he he travels a lot, and by traveling a lot, you actually know what's going on around the world at the moment. So he's bringing news from Lutherdale, and he's saying, "Oh, apparently there's this new nobleman. What's his name again? Renux, something like that." So this guy Renux, he, you know, what's crazy? The fact that he plans to stop beating skaa and also plans to give them wages as a bare minimum, it just shows you how insane the working class, the system, just the whole entire, oh my days, it's pretty brutal. Obviously, it's the first punch, it's the first I guess impression that we're getting of Lutherdale, Nobleman, skaa. There's more to digest and dive into, but from what we have seen right now, it's absolutely insane in how terrible this place is for skaa people in specific. I mean, Kelsier literally stole a bag of just normal food, like for me and you, like, you know, food, meat, bread, and then the skaa people were like, "These are for noble people. If the fact that you stole this, we're gonna be dead." And Kelsey's like, "Well, do something about it, make them disappear." So that was pretty funny. The skaa people didn't think twice; they quickly finished it off. So all of these events were happening at a skaa gathering where Kelsier just joined in, and then he was just trying to give people hope, like, you know, why are you guys living like this? You know, there's, you know, you should be a bit more optimistic, while the skaa people were like, "Nah, yeah, no, this is how it is. There's nothing we can do. You're just giving us false hope." And then we find out that a girl was screaming. She was getting taken away for Tresting, and the skaa people were like, "Oh my days, you know, it was always going to happen to her. You know, that's her fate. Tresting will use her, then kill her as he normally does." And my days, like, the skaa people actually have no hope. Kelsier, though, he then burn tin. We were introduced to allomatic powers. It's a power where you can ingest some sort of metal. In the prologue, we only got to see him ingest tin, the metal tin. And what tin does once you ingest it, it gives you supernatural observation power. So he can literally hear everything. He can hear something that's so close that you can, like, let's say if you scratch a surface, he will hear that. Anyone from super far away, he will hear that. Is by ingesting tin to observe crazy things that's happening far away. And it doesn't have to be crazy, it could be small things as well. Then we see Kelsier dashing straight into the mist and having all the skaa saying, "Oh my days, he's going in the mist, poor guy, he's probably going to be done." And then we're like in the point of view of this elderly skaa called Menace. Now Menace, Kelsier did ask him, like, "Why didn't you lead? You know, why are you like this?" Blah, and so on. And later onwards, Menace smelled smoke coming from far away, which was not normal. And they saw the girl come back alive, unharmed, nothing happened to her. And once they followed the smoke to Tresting's house, it's all burnt up. Every soldier, every single person, everyone there killed. Like, on a day like this, you'd have soldiers checking up on the skaa, but this morning was super quiet because Kelsier went to Tresting's house, killed everyone, including Tresting himself with multiple stabs in his chest, and he was there lying flat on a pool of blood. That was the most satisfying ending to a bloody prologue, and yeah, this just reminds me how much I loved Kelsier, because he just does things just like that. Revisiting this story and then reading the prologue again and actually enjoying the prologue to an extent where I'm actually satisfied about how Tresting got his ending. So honestly, prologue was awesome, and very much excited to continue reading the rest of the book. I'll keep the prologue for one video just to give a first impression. For Mistborn, we'll do multiple chapters in one video going forward, not chapter by chapter, just like what we did with the prologue, unless you guys say otherwise, but most likely that's not going to be the case. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully you guys will join along with this Mistborn journey. Can't wait, man. I know we're going to eventually get introduced to Vin next chapter, and I forgot everyone else's name. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.